Well, if you're like me, you take lots of pictures on your phone. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to better manage those photos after you've taken them. Stay tuned. Today I want to give you some tips for how to manage the photos that you take on your smartphone. And I know for sure that that's a big mess, at least it is in my case. So I really needed to develop some methods in managing and controlling those pictures so that I could actually get some use out of them. So I'm going to give you 3 tips. The first tip number 1, is to delete the pictures that you don't want and do this regularly. It's very hard to do because it means making decisions and weeding out pictures that are less preferable than ones that really came out good. But that's an important part of management because when you've weeded it down to good ones, now you have something that's valuable. And so you've really got to part with some of the ones that are less preferable. Sometimes I take 2 or 3 shots of the same exact picture. Some people smiling, some people with their eyes closed, but you kind of go through those carefully and look and pick the best one of each one. Sometimes none of them, and then just get rid of them. Tip number 2, organize and store the ones that you want to keep. So this is kind of challenging. There's a lot of different ways to store and organize photos. The first of all is you can organize your photos by events, or maybe by the dates that they were taken, or the locations that they came from, or for specific themes. So those are all different methods that you can use. You organize things in your file cabinets, I'm sure, over some scheme, and that's what you have to develop for your photos. Most photo programs allow you to create folders, and you can move those photos into those groupings if you want to. Facial recognition really helps in this area. If you don't know what that is, it's built into the smartphones today, and so they'll help you to identify individuals, and you can group them just by people, and that may help you to keep them more organized. Then by organizing them into different storage areas, this is another option that you have to consider. So a lot of times there's not enough room to keep them all on your phone. So take advantage of cloud storage and backup devices to move them onto, and then you can clear out your phone and get rid of some of the storage that is being taken up by those photos. I, for one, like Google Photos, and I have it set up so that it backs up my photos automatically for me. So I don't have to do anything once I've got that set up, and that's something worth looking into. I can give some more help about that in a future talk. You can also explore photo management software. There are programs out there, apps that you can download to your phone, which will help you to group and organize your photos, or even do them on your computer. And then the third tip that I have for you is don't just store them, but actually use them. What I suggest you do once you've got them all cleaned up and organized is to use them to send in emails that you send out to people, or create photo books that Shutterfly, for example, where you can take those pictures and move them into books perhaps annually, and you can then have a separate book for every year if you like to. Some of our kids do that. Or my favorite is to display them in a digital picture frame. I personally like to see those pictures on a regular basis. A digital picture frame is a perfect way to do that because it will roll through all the pictures that you've chosen to keep on there, and they will just appear for you naturally. It'll give you a smile, at least it does for me, one of my favorite things. So that's my suggestions. Get your photos under control, and those are some tips to do it. Thanks for tuning in.